Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another commentary. This time I'm doing an MCU movie. It's not the longest one, though. And no, it's not Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't have that digitally yet. It's the 2015 movie with another crawling, character in the MCU, and that is Ant-Man. Yeah, we're doing the first Ant-Man, an hour and 57 minutes. That's with the end credits. The chat's already alive. And how will you feel if Andrew Garfield wins tomorrow? Well, he didn't win the Oscar. It went to someone else. I want Tobey Maguire's win an Oscar for No Way Home. Well, that didn't happen either. I want Tom Holland to win it. A 2-day delay. Why, John Avenger? Because, I had to. Saturday I was just too busy doing the laundry. So we're going to do it now. So let's do Ant-Man, shall we? We'll put these headphones on and let's play Ant-Man. This didn't win an Oscar either, even though it got an Oscar for the visual effects. 1989, I was 4. Hey, Jay Shaz. Hey, John Avenger fan. This is a flashback with Hank Pym with the de-aging technology. That should win an Oscar alone for how real it looks most of the time. There's Michael Douglas, yeah. No, Haley Atwell looks terrible. They try to make her look older, and I'm like, you look like a 30-year-old with makeup. She looks fake. You know, she's supposed to be in her 50s or 60s or something, and she doesn't look old enough. And this is her only scene in the movie in a flashback. She's only done flashbacks, and in Winter Soldier, she was old, really old. Yeah, that's the first violent scene in the movie where he busts a guy's nose open. Again, not a kid's movie. Haley Atwell, how is she going to be in Mission Impossible 7 and 8? I don't get it. I was fine with the Oscar wins last night, by the way. Will Smith finally won his Oscar. Jessica Chastain finally won. And these other two, yeah, they were fine. The deaf guy from Coda and Ariana DuBois from the West Side Story remake. I don't want to see Captain Carter in the MCU. We saw her in What If, and it just didn't work. She's not Captain America. We already got a new Captain America, and that's Anthony Mackie's Captain America. Here we go. Here's the Spanish music. I can mute that because I don't care about the Spanish music. It starts in a prison with Spanish music, and Paul Rudd is Jewish. He's not Hispanic, so this Encanto music doesn't make any sense. I know that's Colombia, but I don't care. All Spanish music sounds the same to me. I've heard it all before, and I'm like, it does nothing for me. An MCU movie should not start with Spanish music, especially when the character isn't Hispanic. There's Paul Rudd. He's so funny, man. It's a good in Ghostbusters Afterlife. What do you want more, Iron Man 4 or Avengers 5? Avengers 5, but done with different people. They only put Spanish music in this movie because Michael Pena is a big part of this film, why this film was successful at the box office. People thought this movie was going to flop. I thought so, too, because I didn't really care about Ant-Man as a kid, but Paul Rudd really made this character work. His likability is the reason why this movie was so iconic and such a relief. Because this came out after Age of Ultron. So you can only imagine how I felt that this is a much lighter film and a smaller scale film than Avengers Age of Ultron. This is like the scene in Hancock when he gets out of prison. That music does not fit at all. The music department needs to be fired for TV shows on the CW and some MCU movies. You don't need to put Spanish music in a freaking MCU movie. Even America Chavez isn't going to have that. Why? Because she's only going to be like a cameo, or like a supporting. There's Michael Pena, yeah. I would have said Iron Man 4, but Robert Downey Jr. is done, and I don't want to see an Iron Man without him. Yeah, this music just doesn't fit. It feels really forced. We get it. The MCU is an integrated, diverse group of people. Okay, good. Oh, that's racist. Michael Pena, all this bad stuff happens to him. He just smiles it away. Yeah, Ti, who's not coming back for the next movie, him or David Dalmatian or Michael Pena, they're not coming back for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Mainly because this one was to focus on Cassie, adult Cassie. Baskin Robbins. Baskin Robbins doesn't serve burgers. They don't serve. They serve ice cream and shakes. Dumbass. They don't make that. Baskin Robbins makes ice cream. Do you want to do a Zendaya DVD collection? No, I don't have a lot of her films. Other than the Spider-Man movies, I don't have Greatest Showman. My sister has that movie, and Malcolm and Marie is not available on. Yeah, he said a pretzel. I'm like, you idiot! It's a Baskin Robbins, not a food stand. And Ant Man is one of the lucky ones to get a third movie because some movies did not get a third one. I mean, Iron Man did, Cap and Thor, but you know who didn't get a third movie? You know who's never going to get a third movie? Black Widow because they killed her off. Thanks a lot for that. I wasn't mad at Endgame for doing that, but I'm saying the way they did it, you know, the way they had to remind me of that in Black Widow was just insulting. You have you have Zapped on DVD. Yeah, that's it though. But that was like one Disney Channel movie she did because Frenemies is not on DVD. He said, I want to get a." He said, "Baskin Robbins is at a burger." I'm like, burgers they serve that at Friendlies. You freaking idiot! Not at Baskin Robbins. It's like asking for a burger at a Dunkin' Donuts. Read the menu and order something. That's as easy as you can get. It's like asking for tea at Starbucks. You know, like boba tea. They don't serve boba tea. They serve coffee. One day, Paul Rudd's going to get an Oscar nomination. You never know. And there's no more excuses, by the way. Just because it's a comic book movie does not mean that it's not art. Think about that. Joker won an Oscar. There's Ti. There's David Dalmatian. It was good. He was in Dune. Dune was the big winner last night, and I was so happy. 6 Academy Awards. Hey, David Dalmatian. Yeah, he was in Dune 2021, and he was Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad. They should have done Iron Man 4 before Avengers Infinity. Yeah, Dalmatian's doing a Russian accent. These characters are fun. I already did Ant Man and the Wasp, so you can see that on my channel. I did it with my friend Josh, and also I did it. I finished it on my own when I tried to do it again. Hmm. Because I think that because it's a comic book movie, it's disqualified from being an Oscar winner. No, because No Way Home and Shang-Chi got nominations for visuals. They lost to Dune, but trust me, Dune was the best looking film from last year. Did you know that Burger King releases Iron Man toys? I don't know. Yeah, we know. Hey, Michael Douglas. Yeah, he's still around. Kirk Douglas just passed away, so, like I think a year ago. He was 100 and something years old, so he lived a nice full life. Some people can only dream about making it to 100. And there's the villain from the forgettable villain from the first movie, but at least this villain is not a Brit. And there's the most always gorgeous Evangeline Lilly with a wig, but man, that woman is just unbelievably gorgeous, man. It's freezing outside today. It's like in the 20s, and it's March. Yeah, this guy was also a nonstop. He played, I think, a cop in that movie with Liam Neeson. Not a bad actor, just he's not memorable as Yellow Jacket. Hmm. Excuse me. This is a good looking movie too. I think Peyton Reed was the perfect choice to direct this. I know the drama of what happened with Edgar Wright, why he didn't do the movie because it's not an R-rated movie. Edgar Wright, your style just doesn't fit with this movie. You always like doing either really dark movies or comedies that are R-rated, and that's not the MCU. I'm upset about the Oscars. I know No Way Home did win again. It was going up against Dune. Did you have any doubt that that was going to be the biggest winner? It won all the technical awards that it could. No Way Home was never going to win an Oscar for Best Picture because it's a popularity contest, and I'm like the Oscars doesn't play that. They want the most artsy fartsy movies to win. Hmm. You saw there's the that was a shield symbol. And why am I seeing the digital copy? I don't have this movie on DVD. I know it sounded like a joke, but no, it's a good movie. This movie delivered. It was something different. Yeah, he's basically if Iron Man could shrink, but it's still a good movie. Because I couldn't stand the villain in the second Ant Man. Can't believe people don't care about Michelle Jones as a character. Little Sim? Is that you? Because if that's you, I'm going to block you again. I don't want to hear about Michelle Jones. Okay, whoever you are, just don't talk about her. We already said it. Movie's over. No Way Home's going to come out on Blu-ray in April. We can move on now. The next thing we have to endure this weekend is Morbius. That's coming out this weekend. Because I'm not stupid. Hmm. I wish. Iron Man 3 got a bad reaction because they didn't have enough Iron Man in the movie, even though there's plenty of superhero movies where don't have enough of the character. Like Dark Knight Rises, you barely have Batman in it, and people still loved it. The Batman is 3 hours, and Batman's not in the first hour of that movie. I know. The Yellow Jacket. I don't want to hear about Michelle Jones. Enough already. Stop being obsessed with that character. It's not like she was a breakout character in these movies. She's basically the Black Mary Jane. They just didn't want to call her that because people are so close minded. Yeah, a lot of these superheroes have suits. and they look accurate to the comics. They don't deviate from the comics so badly that it looks nothing like it. Hmm. Heard that you were watching Ant-Man. Yeah, the 2015 Ant-Man movie, not the sequel. I'm not Little Sim. I'm an older than Little Sim, but again, yeah, I just don't want to talk about Michelle Jones. Zendaya was there, but she was presenting. She was not there to win an Oscar yet. He looks like Obadiah Stane from the first Iron Man movie, except this movie's a little bit shorter. Yeah. Evangeline Lilly didn't get a suit until the second movie, and she's going to be in the third movie as well. This is Cassie. When this is her introduction to this character, she's so cute. Bobby Cannavale. Yeah, this little girl is going to be a full grown adult now. In the third movie, it's played by Catherine Newton. Is going to be the new Cassie. The little girl's so cute. Abby Forston, I think. Yeah, Fortson. Ant Man is funny. I love this movie. Yeah, it's not Spider Man. I know that, but it didn't need to be. Ant Man is fun. Hmm. Yeah, there's. Oof, that hurts. Yeah, and the thing is, Paul Rudd could be funny and dramatic, and not, you know, be weak in either department because he has a very emotional eyes. If you ever seen his early stuff, like even Halloween 6, which is terrible, he still has those. There's something in those eyes that is very very human and vulnerable. That's what I don't get with Robert. I'm like, what is so special about Robert as Batman? I will find out on the 19th. I'm reviewing the movie, but I'm never doing the podcast. It's too freaking long, guys. I don't do 3-hour podcasts unless the movie's worth it. And in the new movie, in Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania, Cassie is going to be a full adult, so she doesn't have to live with Bobby Cannavale anymore. It's just going to be her and her dad and Cope. That's what I want to see. I know my friend Josh is going to be like, "Oh my God, Kang is going to fuck up that movie." No, he's not, because he doesn't even have to die in the movie. He could just disappear and end up in an Avengers movie. I will take Kang any day over a Binto. Jonathan Majors, no Oscar yet. He'll get there. Trust me. Someone black won an Oscar finally for acting for the first time in a while. No, I don't count Daniel Kaluuya. He's British. You guys seen Uncharted? No, I haven't seen it yet. And Morbius, I don't want to hear about it. When I do my next podcast in April, I don't care, guys. Leto is going to ruin that movie for me. He's too weird. And Venom was bad. We all know Venom. Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. There's a reason the Oscars completely ignored those movies because they're bad. The only thing that Leto did that got an Oscar nomination recently was House of Gucci for the makeup, and it lost. Yeah, it lost to Tammy Faye. Lawrence Fishburne's Morpheus is my favorite performance. Yeah, Evangeline Lilly's face is a work of art, man. And yes, I did see her in The Hobbit. He's not going to ruin the movie because, like I said, the last time a villain ruined the movie was I don't even know what it was. It was Jesse Eisenberg and BVS. He was just very distracting. Hopefully, the Craven the Hunter movie will be good. I have no hope for any Sony non Spider-Man movies. I'm sorry because they're not good. Two bad Venom movies and a Morbius movie no one asked for. They're only putting him in the movie. We know he's not going to die at the end. He's just there so that he could team up with Blade. That's what they're setting up. Even though Sony has nothing to do with the MCU except for Spider-Man. If that was the case, why wasn't Venom in the MCU? Because Sony wants their own money away from Disney. They know Venom's not a Disney character. If you're worried about Kang's in the MCU already. He was in the MCU in Loki. Morbius, it's a company that doesn't care about what the fans think, and they said it has the worst post credit scene. Oh, trust me, they haven't seen Black Widow. Yeah, this is the narration scene. Thank God the Amazing Spider-Man films didn't get any Oscars. It didn't need to. They're not good movies. Yeah, this is when he dubs over people's voices. Yeah, this is hard to do to dub somebody over that with your own voice. And there's Spanish stereotypes. Yay. This girl, I swear, looks like Lady Gaga if she was Spanish. Because get it? Spanish people who say together. I didn't see Kang and Loki. I did. Yeah, he was over the top, but it was one form of him. That's the thing you don't know about Kang, Josh. He has different forms. This is his human form. In Quantum Mania, he's going to be fully fledged. But I have hope in Olivia Wilde's Spider Woman again, and Dakota's. Adam. What is it, Madam? Something. Yeah, I forgot what it was. See, the abridged version. I mean, you didn't like David Dalmachian before he did Blade. What was it? Dune and the Suicide Squad. Which again, Suicide Squad didn't get anything this time because Harley Quinn's sexiness or whatever didn't help. There were better movies with better makeup and better effects and a better story, James Gunn. I'm sorry, but your writing will never win an Oscar if you keep saying dick jokes, F jokes, sex jokes. Those are not going to win Oscars. I'm sorry. You got to try a little harder. Put some effort into your writing. Olivia Wilde, just don't cast Binto as Spider Woman. We don't need it. We need somebody good. You saw that waffle looks good. Dakota Johnson's going to be just fine. I have never even seen the 50 Shades movies. One movie can't ruin a film, an actress for me, unless she has an accent. Yeah. He's doing the same thing that Kate Bishop did in the beginning of Hawkeye. She's cocky, so what? It's not like she's an asshole. Yelena was an asshole. She was never likable. Even as a little girl, she rubbed me the wrong way. Avengers had jokes in it, so why can't Henry Danger have jokes? Because they have to telegraph the joke before it even happens. Every 5 seconds, ha ha ha, it's not funny. If I play Miles, I'd be pretty bad at Miscap because Miles isn't autistic. Well, Miles is also part Spanish too, and they're not going to cast a Spanish kid. Shamik Moore is in Spanish. He said like 3 words in that movie in Into the Spider-Verse in Spanish. It doesn't matter. What matters is if he's dark skinned, can act, and is younger than Tom Holland. That's all we need. Preferences aside, all we need is that. They said they wanted the kid from Mixedish or Blackish or something. I don't know. Just get somebody that looks like Miles. You don't have to be a splitting image of the cartoon. That's a different version of Miles compared to what we're getting. Why do I say that? Because that Miles had an afro, and he doesn't have an afro in the comics. Some of the comics he has a haircut like this. In the video game, he doesn't have an afro. In the Miles game for the PS5 and the PS4, no afro. There's a different take on the character. Just do it right. Don't cast some white kid with blonde hair that's South African. That's not going to work. People want consistency. We got a black Blade. We have to have a black Miles. That's all we need. That's all we needed. You want to throw in the Spanish? Fine. He says 2 or 3 words. You don't have to be half the movie like that. Into the Spider-Verse already did that. And Across the Spider-Verse, which is coming out in October. This is the heist scene. I like this scene. And unlike Army of the Dead, which is 2.5 hours, this movie's only an hour and 37 minutes. It's an hour shorter. See, because these directors, they think they need to stretch out a movie to make it epic. Wrong, sir. You don't need to make a movie 3 hours to get your point across. Did you do a live commentary on Iron Man? I did the first one. I haven't done the sequels yet. Because the second one, I only have the Blu-ray, and the third one, I have the Blu-ray. I'm going to do those. I'll try to do those in May. Yeah, David Dalmatian. Yeah, you didn't like him in these films, and then you saw him in Dune and the Suicide Squad. I'm like, yeah, he was one of the more interesting characters in that. Idris Elba cursing is not funny, guys. There's a reason he was forgotten. Yeah, no Oscar for you, buddy. Yeah, as Knuckles, I don't think he'll be terrible, but I still don't. I'm not seeing it for him. I'm seeing it for Sonic and Tails and the cast from the first movie. Jim Carrey stealing the show again. I want to see something different. This past winter has been really, really painful. I like David Dalmatian as an actor. I'm aware of Kang having multiple forms. Yeah, exactly, multiple forms. If I just don't want to ruin Miles, if I did it, you won't. Marvel's got this. They keep teasing him. He's gonna be in the MCU. Not Michelle Jones is already in it. You don't need her own film. What are they gonna explain? The MC released posters with only the main character with the orange background. Mm-hmm. And there's no money in there. There's just a suit. There's a suit. It looks awesome too. It's not a bust because the suit can turn small, and it's an interesting premise. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. There's a little ant. See, Hank Pym wanted him to find the suit. You have to hide it so that the government wouldn't get it, because you know how the government is in the MCU. They always want to control everything. That little lamb. Yeah, why do you think A24 movies don't get Oscars? Because they're too weird. Lamb didn't get anything, or The Lighthouse, or any of that. Why? Because again, you got to know your audience. A poor little sheep. Don't worry, no animals were harmed in this movie. Failure. Of course, it's negative. Yeah, this movie is not for everybody, but it was for me because I was laughing in the theater and I had fun and it was short. It didn't have to go 2 hours like every other comic book movie now. Because I saw this before Civil War, and it was a big deal because Civil War, everything changed after that. That's the thing with DC. We haven't had a Civil War in the DCU. We've only had the Justice League Snyder cut, and that's it. That suit looks great. Yeah, it could have been laughable, but this movie was really a lot better than it should have been, especially with that they had to change directors. But in this case, it worked. Unlike Solo, Rogue One, and The Last Jedi. Sometimes, you know, work with what you got. People said that Iron Man 3 is worse than Iron Man 2 because of the lack of Iron Man. Maybe Zoe for Olivia's Marvel film because I think they should could do. Room was an A24 movie. That was not weird, Josh. It was dark, and Brie Larson was in it. She doesn't do A24 movies anymore, and it got an Oscar. If I play an MCU character, I'll have to be an original character with autism. Why? Why did they have to have autism? To get Oscar buzz? Because most of those movies get it too, or someone with some kind of mental disorder like schizophrenia or something. Yeah, we're about 30 minutes in and he's already in the suit. See, you don't need 3 hours. Hmm. He's Whittle. Thoughts on the Snyder Cut? I already gave my thoughts on it. I did a commentary. I'm not doing a commentary for it. If I do, it has to be in parts. I can't do that for 3 hours. It's just way too long. The world would be a lot scarier if we were only the size of a quarter. Yeah. Say, think about that. Oh, this is the scene where he's on the record player. Yeah. This is why I wore headphones. I don't want to get any copyright infringement, especially from Marvel. I got one from Deadpool 2 last year, so not taking any chances. Ass. Feet. It'd be scary. Run, Scott. I'm tired. I didn't take a nap yesterday. Today I will. Do you know there's something different about this chat? What's different? Oh, yeah, because it's not talking about Michelle Jones. I said don't. Little guy. There's a rat. Yeah, before the Suicide Squad, there was a giant rat here, Josh, a giant CG rat. But it's only on screen a few seconds because the budget. When Edgar Wright left, the budget went up a little bit. There's Garrett Morris. Yeah, we still got him. Yeah, he should have just left the suit in his car. And they caught him. Yeah, the cops were there way too quickly. I think this is too much of a returning something I stole. And by the way, yeah, Scott getting caught this quick. I'm like, yeah, him getting caught, that was way too convenient. That the cops just magically show up. I mean, come on, guys. Even in the Batman, they don't show up that quick. It's like he jumped over the fence and then woo! I'm like, too much of a plot convenience. Because when, like I said, the MCU can't put every disability in there. You're not going to have somebody without legs or missing an arm or something. No, because it's just not going to work. Audiences don't want to see failure. They don't want to see a dismemberment or something. They just don't want to. I know how it is, guys. It's one of the reasons A24 movies are not mainstream. I mean, we just had a movie that won that at the box office that beat the Batman that has a man's ass in it. Yeah, that's the world we live in now, guys. People just get overly sensitive when it comes to disabled people. There's a flashback. Mm-hmm. And that man won an Oscar years ago. Michael Douglas. The ants go marching. Shane Black should have put Iron Man in Iron Man 3 more. Yeah, but the thing, I'm not a big Shane Black fan. I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but that's one of the few directed movies he did that was not a franchise. No, isn't a failure. It's not a failure. It's just that people like to exploit that. I mean, look at what music did last year, and that was a failure. Sorry, Sia, but your artsy fartsy music video look was never going to win the Oscars over. You did an offensive stereotype. Give me a good director to get along with a good script, and I'll work what I got. I can take what Marvel can give. These ants are really smart. Ben Kingsley was supposed to be the Vulture, I know, but then when they changed it to Venom, the studio got involved, and look what happened. Sometimes you can't do what the studio wants. Do what's best for the film or the show. People said that Iron Man 3 copied The Incredibles and The Dark Knight Rises. No, it copied Batman Forever because you have a nerdy guy that turns on the villain at the end. That wasn't in Dark Knight Rises. It just tried to be that, the twist is what took people out of it. And, now that we got Shang-Chi, we don't need to remember that. There's the ants. We had an infestation of ants here last year. Bobby Cannavale's brother was in Mando season 1. Ants can fly. Yeah, some of them can fly. And drink some water. It's been a long, long freaking month, man. March feels way too long. Mm-hmm. This movie's fun. It's different. Josh here's a good director. Ryan Coogler. Yeah, if Black Panther 2 does well, because with all these delays and the death of Boseman, it won't be the same. The Oscars won't care about this one. The first one had it was lightning in a bottle. Here it's like they're doing a sequel because the first one made $1 billion, over $1 billion. No, get out of Rachel Wood's hair. We don't care about her. The last good movie she made was Frozen 2, and she was just a cameo in that. Kristen Stewart, I'm just glad she didn't win, Josh. I knew it because it wasn't her time. She went to the Oscars in shorts and her hair like she just got out of bed. What? She's weird, and she still does in every interview she does. She's just weird, and not the weird that I like. Weird like in eccentric. A woman in my bedroom? Oh yeah. Hmm. I haven't. And yep, there's CGI ants on the floor. So it looks like the same ones from Indiana Jones 4. Mm. Yeah, bullet ants. Their sting hurts a lot. Mm. Yeah, don't step on them, Scott, because they're animal. They're animals too. You know. John Avenger, he's a good director, but I don't know about working with him. Someone who will let the play the character and have fun with this type of directing. Yeah, I know. How much do you think the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will make? A lot. Maybe more than the first one because people know what they're getting. These Ant-Man movies are not the Venom movies. Those movies are a joke. It takes so long for Venom to show up and he's cracking jokes and he's not supposed to be a comedian. It's just cringe, you know? Even if this movie didn't connect to the Avengers, it wouldn't have mattered because it's a good story on its own. That's what a movie should do. Stop trying to connect everything. I don't need to see you know Michael Keaton's Batman crossover with Robert Pattinson because it's just not going to work. It's going to feel weird. Hmm. Yeah, unlike people. So like, what's worse, Henry Danger or Venom? Well, they're both bad because they're badly written. It's not like Jace Norman is a bad actor. I've seen him in other stuff and he was funny. It's just the writing is not good. Laughing every 5 seconds is not funny, guys. A laugh track is not funny. It's just distracting. If I want to laugh, I'll find something funny. But if I don't find it funny, I'm not laughing. I don't care how many laugh tracks you have. I'm just gonna cringe. Pim Tech, yeah. And Hank Pym was the one that made Ultron, not Tony Stark, in the comics and in the cartoon as well, the Avengers cartoon. Because I'm not expecting every MCU movie to blow me away. I mean, Eternals, I knew was going to be problematic. When I read the cast list, I knew it was going to suck, but I didn't know how much it was going to suck. a 2 hour and 23-minute bore fest and got no Oscars. So suck it, Chloe Zhao. You won an Oscar last year. Congrats. Don't direct another Marvel movie. You don't get it. You don't get the whole essence of the MCU. We want to laugh. We want to cry. We want to like these characters. When their characters are OP from the beginning, we don't care. Yeah, and he tells them to do the same thing. I want you to break his eyes and deal some shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lang's lawyer. Yeah. She's so cute. I like to be willing to work with anyone in DC like Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, or she's adorable. Angelina Jolie, maybe Haley, if we can work something out with her sweet personality. Because, like I said, it's like having a problem with Catherine Newton in Wakanda Mania. We haven't even gotten a trailer yet, guys. Incels, just stay away. If you can't handle a woman in the MCU, just stay away. You guys aren't going to get laid being angry all the time at everything. And you killed another sheep. Oh, no, you didn't kill it this time. It's a mini sheep. It's getting hot in here. Let me just shut the heat off for now. I'll be back. It's getting too hot in here. I want to just calm down. The movie's not that long anyway, so it'll be a breeze to get through. Because back when I first saw this movie in 2015, it was really hot outside. It was in July. What Spider-Man characters are their own spin-off the most? Again, Miles is going to be there in a live action, that is. They mentioned the Avengers. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Wink, wink. Catherine Newton is a great choice, yeah, so she has my full support. Out of the sky, wink, wink. Again, that's the first time we saw Wanda in all of her glory. Kang and I would want to be proven wrong. You will be, Josh, because you're worried about a casting decision. When the hobo ends up in the MCU, then I'll panic because you know she can't act. She ruins everything she touches. She messed up Star Wars, she messed up Peter Rabbit, and she messed up Chaos Walking. And the Murder on the Orient Express was so bad, the sequel didn't have anybody from the first movie. That's how bad it was. Nobody. Kenneth Branagh was the only one that came back. Everybody else, no. They replaced the hobo with Gal, which is a much better trade. Oof. And there's a woman in this movie, even though she does a couple of things, but in the second one she does more. I was proven wrong. Rumors be true. Rumors be true or not true. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Rumors are just to get the movie talking. You know. Am I going to see the post credit scenes? Yeah, because to kill more time, because the movie's not that long. He did already. This decade took a toll on everybody that's been through it. That's not a baby. Oh, and I could work with Catherine in the MCU. Maybe I like that casting on Shang-Chi. It's not the casting choice of Kang. It's the character I'm nervous about. Again, you haven't even seen him yet, Josh. How can you be nervous about a character you haven't seen yet? Mission Impossible 7 has 4 Bintos in it. That's going to be the problem. Not the running time, not the delays, not even Tom Cruise. It's going to be those annoying Bintos. Because you can't have one, you have to have 4. Carrie Elwes and freaking Haley Atwell and freaking Vanessa Kirby. Why do we need these people? Oh, yeah, because they're Bintos and they sell, I guess. What's the most annoying thing that you've heard in the chat? Again, about stupid, food and movies that are never going to be made. Symbiotic, wink, wink. There's no symbiotic relationship between Venom and Eddie in the Venom movies. It's just let's crack jokes and hit each other. Ha 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 ha. Thoughts on Gwyneth Paltrow? I like her. Rebecca's one of them. She's already established, Josh. These new girls are not. Stabbing a guy twice is not a fully developed. Vanessa Kirby served nothing in Fallout. You could have cut her out and it would have made it easier. I've seen Kang before many times in animation. Yeah, but again, those are different interpretations. A cartoon is a different interpretation from live action. Trust me. Because that's like comparing the Netflix Marvel shows to the MCU Disney Plus shows. They're completely different in tone, especially. Those are really violent and dark and F bombs. You think Moon Knight's going to be as dark as like The Punisher? No, it's going to be its own thing. And I don't want to hear complaints in the chat. I'm seeing it on Wednesday by myself. I don't want Facebook or YouTube ruining it for me. Did Bob Hoskins top Charles Martinet? No, but I miss him. Time and space. Mm-hmm. The ants. Crazy ants, fire ants. Yeah, there's all kinds of ants. I know. I live near a park. There's ants all over the place. There's colonies of ants all over. These special effects are amazing. And they got an Oscar nomination. So I don't want to hear Marvel never gets anything. Well, they don't get it for the acting, they get it for the technical issues. I'm just, I trust Kang. I'm just scared of how I'll react to the character. You react to everything, Josh, because everybody reacts to everything. If that was not the case, my podcast would be completely empty. It's just Chris Pratt. I'm sick of seeing him in everything. Okay, if he was just in Guardians, I could handle it, but he's in everything. So thank God he's not in Ant-Man 3 or he's not in Multiverse of Madness. I don't need to see that. It's going to be crazy enough. Okay, enough. Black ants. We're almost an hour in. I don't need to see the same actors in 5 movies a year. Sorry, it just gets oversaturation. When Paul Rudd did Ghostbusters, that came out after Endgame, so it wasn't overexposure. But I'm sick of seeing The Rock in 15 movies a year. 1 or 2 is fine, but you don't need to be in everything, dude. Black Adam got pushed to the end of the year. Anthony. You have a friend named Anthony on Facebook. Yep, sugar in the teacup. Yeah, he punched a woman. That's the same move that event. That same flip is what Rebecca Ferguson did in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Yep, shirtless. Hmm. And I like this movie better than Wanted because I actually care about Paul Rudd's character. I didn't care about James McAvoy. He sounds like freaking Andrew Garfield and Rick and Morty, which is not good. That's laughable. It also doesn't help that he's kind of a douchebag. Did you unsubscribe from Little Sim? Yeah, because he doesn't do a lot of videos anyway. I do videos every week. I'm a very sensitive man. I get it. Because, like I said, I'm not going to hate an actor just because they did something in a movie that was 4 years ago. It's not like Rebecca Ferguson killed somebody. Alec Baldwin actually killed someone. Yeah, it was an accident, but he still killed someone for real, and it wasn't even an actor. So what do you got to say about that? He killed someone. You don't never recover from that, even if it's an accident. It still hurts. That alters you completely. Once you kill someone, yeah, even if it's not in cold blood, it's gonna haunt you. You'll never do certain things again. Rebecca Ferguson would never do that in real life. It's a movie. I'm over it. Little Sim is busy. Yes, school. Yeah, I know. Yes, school. Because he's the main character. With McAvoy, I don't know why he was the lead in Wanted. It should have been Angelina's movie. I didn't want to see a Scotsman screaming like Morty. That's not for me, guys. It's not for me. Hmm. It takes time. It takes 4 years. What are you gonna need another decade to get over it? I'm over it already. It's like with the rehash trilogy. It ended. We moved on. Mando exists. I don't need any more to talk about it. That's why I'm not doing podcasts for the Force Awakens, etc. I don't need it. I'm over it. I'm doing the original films. Did you see Little Sims stream or live stream? No, because I'm not on StreamYard anymore because I have to pay to stream. No, I don't do that. Life is getting too expensive as it is already. There's the penny scene. You ever remember this penny scene in the theater? That's amazing. Spin me right around, baby, right around. Looks like the house from Up. Yeah. And eventually Lily can cry like a with subtlety. She's not like blimpering. She's so good, man. No, I don't need a decade. I just need to see her in something more awesome like Dune. Again, she's not in anything this year because MI7 got pushed to next year. I can't hate her for an accident forever because it's not an accident. It's a character that made a mistake. Again, a lot of these characters did. Star Lord attacked Thanos because he killed Gamora again, and he cost the freaking Avengers to lose. I'm over that, and that was 4 years ago too. With people like Emily Blunt, no, she just needs to stay away. Stop acting in everything. This is not Michelle Pfeiffer. They just had a stand-in for her, and then the sequel they put her. I saw your stiletto live stream, and your little Alyssa were arguing like Brittany and Alvin. I'm like, I didn't want to deal with it. It was tiresome. I was already having technical issues with the DVD because it was scratched. So I bought it at a Kmart in a freaking cardboard box. She didn't die. Plus, I said yesterday with her holding a gun, she can protect me in something. You're so emotionally vulnerable. Yeah, excuse the hell out of me that I like any woman that crosses me by, but I don't like Bentos. It's just not for me. And eventually, Lily did a British accent twice in the two Hobbit sequels. Yeah, I know. I could see some of Edgar Wright's writing in this movie because he does put human characters in his movies, except for Rosamund Pike. She's horrible. In At the World's End, I didn't watch the movie for her, guys. In case you didn't notice, I don't watch a certain movie for a female protagonist unless they're a female protagonist I'm attracted to or they can act. Just saying, guys. That's like saying I watch Bridesmaids for Rebel Wilson. No, she's barely in the movie. I watch it for Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and the rest of the girls that I like. Just to be clear here, so we're not playing games. I watch the films for who I like, not for who I don't. The 2022 Mario Brothers movie will be better than the Hoskins movie. I don't know. I haven't seen a trailer yet, and if Pratt sounds like a House of Gucci character, I'm out. Sorry. Well, this is when he fights Anthony Mackie's Falcon before the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. See, I'm not worried. What am I worried about? I'm worried more about Secret Invasion than I am of Kang because that has Amelia Clark. And last time I saw her was in Solo, and that sucked, guys. It was bad. Solo was a overly dark, movie that I could barely see, and it was just horrible. It could have been decent, like it should have been like this instead of a dark movie where it's got oversaturated in colors that are so dark, and it's just horrible and badly written, bad characters, you know, boring too. Nope, it's the Avengers headquarters. Yuck. Actually, there is somebody home. Falcon. This is before he became the new Captain America. Are you saying I shouldn't worry about any movies? If there's nothing to worry about, I wouldn't worry. That's like worrying about Sonic being 2 hours. It's not Batman. It's not the Batman. So I'm fine. As long as the movie's not 3 hours, I'll make it. I sat through The Force Awakens. I'm braver than anybody. Yeah, I sat through it in the theater watching this hobo stick a stick right up my ass for 2 hours. If I can get through that, I can get through anything. Oh God, that's enough. How would you rank the Spider-Man movies, including Spider-Verse? I'm not going to do that right now. I haven't seen uh, some other films. I'm waiting until No Way Home comes out. God, that's annoying. Falcon, yeah. This fight scene is funny. This is only the second time we've seen Falcon. Well, third time. Winter Soldier was his first. He was in Age of Ultron, but barely. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good because it came out after WandaVision and it was action packed, especially the first episode. I'm not worried about anything in the movie except if something that bothers me, like a toxic abuse. What's abuse in a freaking Kang? He's a guy that conquers planets. That's all he's gonna do. It's like worrying about Galactus. What is he gonna do? Eat a planet. That's what he does. He takes a planet, eats it, and it doesn't exist anymore. He doesn't need to do this. He just eats it. Whoever played the hobo, what's the actor's name? I don't want to say it. That she ate my planet, if you will. She took Star Wars and ate everything that about the original and took a bite and spit it out of my face. Yep. And this is awesome. I'm glad I got the digital copy of this because I don't have the digital copy of Iron Man 2, so I would have to do the podcast upstairs. Well, he's old now, and now he's the new Captain America. And no, I'm not doing podcasts for Black Widow or Eternals. I don't want to suffer it again. I don't. Yelena's accent will kill me. David Dalmatian did an accent here, and it doesn't sound cartoonish. Why? Because he commits to it, and he's not a Binto. Sorry, but what I'm worried about is that Dune 2 won't be as good because they want the Binto to play Princess Irulan. She's barely a character in the David Lynch movie. Rose Byrne, I don't want to talk about her. Yes, sir. The movie's almost over, guys. It's about 30 minutes left. And this romance actually buy it. Being calm, respectfully, what does Galactus have to do with Kang? They're intergalactic villains that wear purple. Yeah, they are pretty much in the same camp. Toxic abuse, you mean in freaking the Joker? Joker doesn't need Harley Quinn to prove a point. Harley was abused by the studio, not by the Joker in the Suicide Squad, because he's not even mentioned in the movie. That movie's like, let's just throw her in there to get beat up and bloodied and have a guy have sex with her. Again, why? Because woman. That's why. Conquering a world is not the same thing as being toxic. Two different things. You know what the Ant-Man movies didn't need? It didn't need a Bento in it because you had this boring freaking actress, Hannah Kamen, play the ghost. And I'm like, yeah, Ghost in the comics was a guy and it wasn't a British dude. They did that to do a diversity hire. Zendaya with a cold would have been better. Oh, wait, no, wait. I can't do this without headphones. I'll get a copyright infringement. Sorry about that, guys. I haven't slept well. There we go. I don't want to get any copyright infringement for the music. You know how Marvel is with their having any music of theirs on YouTube. On TikTok, it wouldn't matter because they put copyrighted music all the time. I hope that's true about conquering worlds. That's what he does. He's Kang the Conqueror, not the toxic masculinity. That's what he did. He went to Loki so he could rock Loki's world because Loki's not a hero. He's an anti-hero now. Mm, mm. At the end of Loki, spoiler, Kang already conquered his world when he came back from a time loop. That's what happened. That's what I already found out about. I didn't even have to finish Loki to know that. In your Soletto live stream, when you say you were not being a Michelle Jones movie, that made Little Sim disappointed, because we're not going to get one. Not every character is going to get their own film. That's just not going to work. It's the most popular ones that will. In Lego Batman, that worked because Batman was a standout from the Lego movie. We didn't get a Lego Superman movie or a Lego freaking, what was it? The Pirates. No, we got Lego Batman, and it worked. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, buddy. Two smooth machines. Yes, I know that's racist, Marvel. Oh, a Mexican guy stealing again. Banditos, I get it. And T.I. don't know what happened with him, but you're innocent until proven guilty. Because Amber Heard, she is an abusive woman. That's a toxic person. That's something I knew from the beginning. Josh didn't see it. I'm sorry. A face like that, there was something that she was hiding something, and it wasn't just her sexuality. That's why she was not at the Oscars, because people will not welcome her back. Momoa was there by himself, not with her. She's toxic. She's poison. Gwenpool, I make peace with her so that I get why it's something interesting. Again, because she's cute. She's not gonna just randomly shoot people in the street. That's not Gwenpool's character. That'd be out of character. Said he's gonna make a Zendaya DVD collection. You do that. Because I did all the Spider-Man movies, so I had to do the Ant-Man movies. Well, just the first one. I did the second one last year. No, some things that because someone said Sony would be interested in doing a demo, they're not going to do it because they were going to do an Aunt May movie, and that didn't happen either. There's Cassie. She's going to be the next hero, and that's good because they have to recast her twice. I see what now with Amber Heard. Valletta can't scare me. Valletta has never beaten up a guy, not in real life anyway. And they're like, "Oh, this is just manipulating your emotions." I'm like, "She's a cute little girl that has a father that cares about her. What is the problem here? At least she sees her father. It's done better here than in say Wrinkle in Time." We already know, Michael Pena, that Evangeline Lilly is beautiful. Even her name is nice. Is that the Verrazano Bridge? It looks like it. Yeah, I think that was, or maybe it was the The Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, I think it was there. Yeah. And remember, this was before COVID. This was 2015. I would have liked to have seen Edgar Wright do a Marvel movie, but he's not going to do a kids film. He doesn't do kids films. All of his films are for adults usually. Even Scott Pilgrim, while it's PG-13, there's a lot of content in there that would not fly today. Because back then, having a gay character was like shocking. Now it's in everything. I'm sick of it. Sorry. You don't need to put gay actors. At least last night at the Oscars, it wasn't the gay fest that I thought it was going to be. And there were actors there that were. Well, a couple of people. It's a small world after all. I'm the boss. Yeah, Dalmatian, they didn't give him too much dialogue. He's funny because of his reactions to stuff, and he's the tech guy. At least he does something in the movie. What did Yelena do? You have to be carried through the whole freaking movie. Can't stand that character so much. Such a poor substitute for Natasha Romanoff. It's a poor substitute. There are no substitutions for a goddess like Scarlett Johansson. Sorry. That's awesome. They went up the pipe. Yeah, that's Fly. Clint carried the show very well because of Jeremy Renner. Yeah, and his family. Because we cared about him in the other Marvel movies. With Kate Bishop, they already set her up really well. They showed her flashback really quickly, and we cared about this character. Yelena, they didn't bring her to the fourth episode, and that was for there's a reason for that. She can't carry anything. She couldn't carry her own shoes. Whoever voiced Velma originally in Scooby Doo, would anybody top her? No. Mindy Cohen is a good Velma. Stole the police car. It's an undercover police car, actually, because they don't have. This movie's funny, man. There's a lot of jokes that are just hilarious. And while this is not as action packed as Avengers Age of Ultron, it's still funny. At least I'm invested. I'm open to anything. Just give me a chance to make peace with new characters and new faces, even in Mandalorian. Well, Mando's not coming back until the end of the year. We're getting Obi-Wan first in May. Good, because I need something familiar. Who is the best Leonardo from TMNT voice acting? I would say the first movie, the Brian Tochi, because he does sound like a Leonardo. I did like the voice of the '80s cartoon as well, but I do like Brian Tochi's voice because when I think of Leonardo, I think of him. You see my battery power; it should be fine. 61%. What is it? Are there trucks outside? Because I hear. Burr, burr, burr. If you hear that, I'm sorry, guys. There's some trucks outside my window making noise. I don't know why, because the garbage truck already came by. I gotta put the garbage back in. And these effects still look great, even 7 years later. People don't say enough about the effects in this movie, and it does look good. This flying through on an ant is way more breathtaking than anything in Avatar. Little Sim thinks that 2012 Leonardo voice is the best one. It's fine. Trust me, Yelena will not be in the MCU long. I bet when she fights Kang or Galactus, she'll get eaten. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. She is just not Natasha. Her accent is stupid. And Binto's face reminds me of an actress I'd rather be seeing right now. Ant-Man has great effects. Brie should have been considered for a nomination for Captain Marvel. I would have said Benedict Cumberbatch for the first Doctor Strange. We'll see a few more times before Haley decides to leave. What streaming device are you using? I'm on YouTube. They have a live stream here. It's free. I'm not going to pay for it. I don't pay for live streaming. I'd rather just do it for free. I already had enough technical issues with my old laptop when I did my podcast back in 2020 and 2021. Yeah. Had to do something during the pandemic. Yeah. Yeah, man. Michael Douglas has a great punch. Yeah. Yeah. Old man strength. This movie's light. It doesn't have to get overly dark or overly silly. It knows what it is and it goes for it. That's why the movie was successful. And unlike New Mutants or Dark Phoenix, it knew what it was. And it doesn't have James McAvoy screaming like a cartoon character or being a douche. The Uncharted movie received a 4.1 on online. I don't know what rating system that is. Haley is completely harmless as Kate. I just love acting despite my hate of the cockiness. It's one episode. It wasn't like she was like that for the entire episode season. For that one mini season, she gets hurt. She's not superhuman. Dalmatian, he always plays a character that's like, in the corner a lot of the times. Yeah. 88%. That's a computer. Yep. They got arrested. Yeah, her and Jeremy Renner worked well with each other. That's what saved that show. Because if Yelena was in this whole show, it would have hurt the show. I'm sorry. An unlikable twat like her couldn't carry water. And you guys know it. She's a boring character. You know why Binto won't be in the next movies? Because she didn't earn it. She only wanted to be replaced. She wanted to. They wanted a freaking 20-something-year-old that looks like a 12-year-old to replace Scarlett Johansson. Really, you're not even in the same ballpark. You only got an Oscar nomination because it was a remake for that stupid Little Women. There's like 8 versions of that. That's not the superior version. And even Oscar dress was beautiful. Yeah, I know. I saw the. There's nothing to hate about Haley. I just. Hmm. And while this and while this villain and while this villain is not memorable, he's still not annoying. He's not a cartoon. Why wasn't this guy Lex Luthor? He would have been better than Jesse Eisenberg, twitching and talking fast. How would you rank the Chucky movies? I've only seen the first two. There's not much I can say. Oh, the first three actually. She's so yummy. That's awesome. I love that. He breaks right through. And I love that the fight scenes are with a guy that's little and I could still see what's going on. I couldn't say the same thing about Solo when it's shot in the dark. Even Suicide Squad, they shoot it at night. I can't see the fight scenes. Show the things in the daytime. The MCU has done that really well. They're not ashamed of their action sequences. Yep, they're all over him. These bugs are all over me. Yep, there's the ants. They're in the van. This is when they go backwards. Yeah, yeah. Thoughts on the Child's Play remake? I haven't seen it. It's good action scenes. Yeah, when they're there, it works really well. People just want everything to be. They want to be simpletons that just want things happening. Sometimes you got to take in some atmosphere. It doesn't hurt. Dune had a lot of that. That's why it was successful. That's why people weren't bored. This is great. It's like they're shooting at him and they miss him because he's so small. I got this on Blu-ray on Amazon because I was not going to pay Disney $30 for this movie. It's just too expensive. $30 is too much for one film. Why is slow mode on? Because I don't want to get. I don't want to. The chat. I don't want to get a question every 2 seconds. It's a lot faster. It's a lot easier to have a minute to breathe. Because when there's like 5 comments at once, I can't read it all. Oh yeah, that's a giant tank. That's great. It's a keychain and it looks like a tank. Army events coming your way. You lost a wing. Excuse me. You lost a wing. Hmm. Do you think 2007 it.Short should meet 2012? Well, we'll see if Nickelodeon has any plans for them. Boom. Yep, it was a sabotage. Yeah, it imploded. The building didn't just blow up, it imploded on itself. I'm sorry that Ant-Man is not Yelena and has a stupid accent. I don't want to hear any more accents. I'm tired of it. I've heard like 85 of them in the past 10 years. I think I'm over it. Okay? We get it. The world has people that sound different than me. There's a Yellow Jacket. An hour and 32 minutes into the movie, by the way. Because, the villain is not in the film. He's mostly in his human form. But I let it go. This is not the first MCU movie, so. I know you hate Little Sim, but you can't threaten to call the cops on a kid. Again, I don't hate him. I just don't like some of the stupid things he said. Playing Disintegration by the Cure. You saw the lifesavers. The scene is breathtaking and slow mo done right. Take that, Zack Snyder. In the pool with a black family, yeah. A yellow jacket is a bee. Yep, property damage. Still less dangerous than Man of Steel. You ever heard of juvie? That exists. What chicken place do you prefer, Popeyes or Church's? Popeyes. There's a lot more of them. Yeah, he's not dead. He only got in the bug zapper. He didn't get inside. He just freaked a little bit. That's cute. That's a Thomas the Tank Engine toy. Is that a Dora toy? Yeah, on the floor, even though Dora's Nickelodeon, not Disney. You're so cute. Coda won Best Picture. I know. The Death movie, I call it. Whatever. I never really cared about Best Picture for a long time. Not since Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, to be honest. So most of it was just boring freaking dramas that people will forget about a year from now. How would you rank this Ninja Turtles cartoon? I haven't finished them. I miss my dad too. Yeah, he's been out of town. It's a great fight. It's so creative how they do this fight. It's not long, but it's memorable. I know this movie's on Disney Plus, but I already saw it on Disney Plus last year, so hell yeah, buddy. Having a little fighter in a toy set. That's a Star Wars sound effect. Pew pew. TMT fan 2020 was defending Little Sim. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Stop talking about Little Sim in every podcast. Again, he's gone. And even if I brought him back, it won't matter because I'm not going to talk about Michelle Jones. By boring dramas, you mean Crash? Yeah. Crash, The Artist, No Man Land. They're just depressing freaking movies. That's all they want to win. It's never a superhero movie or a. It's never Dune because Dune was too effects heavy. Thomas, look, haven't seen them yet, but I know it has a 2.9 or 2.8 on Letterbox. Yeah, because it's just racist. Racism should not. It doesn't deserve Best Picture. Yeah, this is when the cops back up. There's more than an hour and 37 minutes. It's still under 2 hours, though. Are you excited for the 2023 movie? I'll wait till the trailer. If they look like Shrek Hulks, I'm out. A giant ant. Yep. She's like, what? That little girl probably had the time of her life being on set for so little, but got to see a lot of amazing CGI. No, Ant Man is the reason the Avengers got to beat Thanos in an Endgame. That's why it's look good. That's a messed up looking dog. Will they reveal designs for the 2023 movie? Yeah, probably by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. That's an ugly ass dog. I'm like, yeah, it's not. It's not a dog. It's a giant ant. It's fun. This movie's still a lot of fun. Yes, go subatomic. This movie has heart. I never felt anything in Eternals. If they all died at the end, I would have been fine with it because I didn't like those characters. They're not likable. Even the little girl didn't do anything for me. The teenage girl with the red hair. Yep, we went subatomic. Are you happy that Jessica Chastain won? Yes, I am. These effects are great. Yes, that does look like the COVID virus because he's where molecules are so small you can't even see them with your naked eye. It's amazing how they did these effects, man. See those spiky things? Yeah, it looks like the COVID virus. Classic Film Collector 88 did see the Uncharted movie. I haven't yet. I need to see it soon. Wow, I'm mesmerized. Gone. No, I'm gonna wait till I can rent it or get it on Netflix due to Sony's deal with Stars expiring. Yeah, I know. hmm That's how it gets out. You found the loophole. Yeah, it's heartfelt. These movies have humanity. That's why when I feel something in the theater, I cry or I clap. Freddie Stroma thing, yeah, I couldn't get into him. She's gonna do big things in Quantum Mania. I know it, Josh. They're not setting this girl up to be just a one deal, a picture deal. No, she's what do you mean? What cartoon is that in your profile? That picture of me with Amy Jo Johnson? That's not a cartoon. That's me with her at Comic Con. From Total Drama from Talent Island. I have this picture as my profile. Face is just hilarious. See, they don't show Hope's mom's face until the second movie. This is when they kiss off screen, yeah. Man and a woman in the MC. What do you expect? You were so cute. You're full of shit. Yeah. Yeah, because he likes a girl. Iron Lantern, you just made it at the end, but hey, you better late than never. I'm up to the end. We're in the climax, the end of the movie. You kind of came late. I'm surprised that Encanto won Best Animated. I'm not because again, it won over Luca because of the hype. But I'm gonna watch it one day and be like, yeah, that happened. I could take this hat off because the movie's almost over. Yeah, I love that little girl so much. When she's played by the actress from Detective Pikachu, she's gonna be a home run. And after the Bentos I had to sit through last year, anything will be better than that. He's feeding the ant. That little girl is so adorable. She's a teenager now, but man, what a cute girl. Ned might get his own spin-off film. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm gonna assume that Richard Madden is a worse actor than James. Oh my God, he's horrible. At least James McAvoy can emote. I'm not saying that he's a horrible actor, but he can emote. Richard Madden, the whole movie's like this. He doesn't even blink. I'm like, he's boring. He's just so boring. What's your thoughts on The Hustler? Haven't seen The Hustlers movie from 2019. Yeah, this movie is about an hour and 40 minutes. Asian girl. Yeah, rest in peace, Stanley. Thank you. I like the diversity hires in this movie because they're not distracting like in other movies. DC, they're trying to force it. Wink, wink. This is funny. Yeah, Michael Pena has his moments in this movie. He said yes, and the movie just abruptly ends. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was Ant Man. An hour and 47 minutes, guys. Not 2 hours long. Now we'll get to the post credit scenes. I'm just skip all this. I wish I could do this in the theater. Trust me. The Eternals, the post credit scene was not worth the effort. Will Sonic 2 Barry Morbius at the box office? Yes, it will next week. Abby Ryder Forston. Here we go. This is the post credit scene. An hour and 47 minutes. That's pretty short, guys, for an MCU movie. The sequel was even shorter. I think it was like an hour and 45 minutes. The running times are similar. Still under 2 hours, though. The keyboard scene in Wanted is unintentionally funny. Yeah, I didn't expect it. I'll say that. It's supposed to be an action movie, yet the scene makes me laugh. Yeah, because they're trying to play it for laughs, and some of the humor just didn't work for me. There's the WAP suit. Yeah. Hmm. I guess Sonic 2 will blow Turning Red out of the water. Oh, yeah. There's no way it's going to be a pandering mess. Let's skip all this. Skip it. I don't want to skip it too much, so here we go. Just leave it here. Because, like I said, with Sonic, I know what I'm getting. You're not going to get gay jokes, period blood jokes, and representation stereotypes. Here we go. This is just a scene from Civil War with Bucky, Cap, and with Falcon. Always stay for the end credits because it's like every franchise wants to do a post credit scene, except for the Batman. That was so long, it didn't need one. This was fun. I'm glad I got to do this finally. hmm Maggie Q, Cotton Candy Head. I know a guy. And that's it. Yep. Ant-Man will return. Yeah, him, I'm happy to see return next year. The Eternals can suck it. When I saw the Eternals will return, I'm like, no, they're not, guys. Half of them are going to be gone by the end of the year. So that was Ant-Man. Love watching this movie. It's still fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Yes, end.